Okay, it's episode 2 of Ed to Ed. Now, remember in episode 1, Jerome got in an accident because he starts seeing things. We get to see through Jerome's eyes is with his perspective of how he sees when he's in the accident. But in this time, we're seeing it on Jay's side. So here we are, Jay or Jin? Jin's side, I believe his name is Jin. So Jerome is in the hospital, and in the hospital he's unconscious, sleeping. But in his unconscious state, he's dreaming about the future. And in his future abilities, he's seeing that he's just coming out of the room and saw Jin parting off the house. Now, this part of this condo, it belongs to Jin. Your question is, why is Jerome there? Like I said, Jerome is in the hospital, and of course the mothers are there. I do wish that both parents would be there, like mothers and fathers, but okay, the mother is there. And the mother has found out, of course, that their babies lied to them, especially Jin. Jin lied to his mother that he was sick when actuality he was just playing her. I do love how she's a disciplinarian, the way she whooped that boy. And then Jerome on bed laughing, pretending to be all baby, thinking that he won't get punishment either, but he did get his punishment too. Back at the track, Jin went to tell their friends along with Tar that Jerome is okay, just hurt his hand a little bit, but other from that, Jerome is okay. Then Van told Jin that they were worried about Jerome. Even Beam, I believe his name is, Beam was so worried, Mai had to convince him real hard to go home. Honestly, I don't agree with the Beam part, but okay. Look at Nui, he's so flawless, the hair looks so healthy. I wonder if we're ready for the drama that he's gonna do with Tay. Anyways, Jin is apologizing to Tar about what happened, and Tar says okay as long as Jin and Jerome is okay and Jin is okay. Other from that, take your time to heal. Okay, so we get to see Jerome's father, and Jerome's father is buttering him up after Jerome asked about his baby, which is his car. The father said that the car is in the garage, needs fixing, which that is not what Jerome wants to hear. Jerome started asking a bunch of questions like, how am I going to go to school? What am I going to do? Are you going to get me a new car? Then the mother comes in and said, no, the person that's going to go carry you from and to school is Jin. And that shocked Jerome because he sees his mother with his suitcase, which he doesn't know what's going on. The mother is like, your father should have told you with a short space of time that I got here. First off, every time I see Keen, I see Fourth in him. Like, he's Gemini and Fourth's baby. Ooh, I should do that. That person plus that person give you this person. Anyways, Jin's mother is telling Jin exactly what's about to happen. She said until Jerome's hand is healed, which is a month, Jerome will be staying with Jin, which is definitely not what Jin wants. Okay, the boys are finally in one room together, and the mothers are laying down the rules. So the rules are they must eat together, sleep together, do a lot of things together in this room, because in 1 month then they'll be okay. But, and there's a big but, if Jerome teases Jin for the whole time of the duration of the bet, or not really the bet, but the deal, then the month will extend, even if Jerome is healed. So, in order for this to not go like that, Jin has to not antagonize Jerome, and Jerome must not tease them. They must act as good friends and throughout the whole month. If that is successful, then they can go about their merry ways after the month is over. But if not, continue being the way they are, then they will have to be living with each other for the whole time. I'm here for it. Okay, so Jin is on the phone talking to his friend who is currently with Jerome's friend. I can't remember if Van is Jin's friend and Farm is Jerome's friend. But either way, he's talking to him and he's on speaker. And he's telling exactly what his mother has planned for them. And he hates it. But they're trying to say that, dude, just go with it, and by a month it'll be over. Then his friends say maybe you guys might fall in love with each other, who knows. Jin is like, that's stupid, that will never happen. But hey, the man speaks facts. We're talking about a BL show here. There's gotta be love. Meanwhile, Jin is on the phone. You have Van out here demanding Farm to feed him. And at this point, me and Jin is probably thinking like, bitch, am I disturbing your romance here? And just like the dream, it came true. Jin wearing the same clothes, Jin doing the exact same thing that he dreamed about. But the thing is, how did Jerome get this ability? How is it that it always navigates only around Jin? I know one thing. I know the whole Jerome ability is shocking and it's hard to understand. I can't even explain it, and I know the viewers can't explain it, and even Jerome can't explain it. But the fact that it's happening, it means something, right? I don't know what it means, but it's happening. And I like to puzzle my brain, but there is no clue for me to puzzle to get to know how the hell this is happening. Well, even though this mysterious puzzle is crazy, that's not gonna phase Jerome, at least not now. Now, I get there are certain things that Jerome can't do with one hand and everything, and this is one of them, but damn, I love how Jerome really teasing this boy, because I know Jerome likes Jin, and Jin, even though he confessed to Jerome years ago, there are still feelings there, because the more they are spending more time together and doing sensitive stuff like this, yeah, we get to see a little crack of like in Jin. It's already the first day and they're doing terrible. I ain't gonna lie to you, they're doing so terrible. But they all, every time they're this close to hit each other or argue, they keep remembering that they can't do this, because if they do, then their mothers are gonna extend the stay to more than a month. So they have to hold it in until Jerome is healed and the month is over and they can go on their separate ways. When I see this bed, all I could think about is that summer, because if Lava and Wave can make that tiny bed work and they didn't like each other at first, these two can do it too. I'm gonna give them till episode 4 or 5 at least to see if they're gonna develop any feelings. Either that or Van and Farm will develop more feelings than they are. Okay, so it's the next morning and Jerome woke up and saw that Jin is making coffee, I believe. And some odd reason, he knows how many scoops of sugar and how many scoops of coffee he always puts in his cup. But the thing is, how does he know? Now, his dream said he's going to burn his hands. So Jerome scooped and just took the cup from him and saying, I'm going to drink from this cup. You make your own. It's his way of saying, be safe. Yeah, their day is not going great considering Jin has to drive this boy to school. Luckily, they go to the same university, so that's good. And they go to the same classes, and that's also good. But Jerome is a passenger princess. So they both arrive at school, and because they both came out of the same car, it caused a stir up from all the students. Because you see, Jin and Jerome are very famous, are very popular, if you must say, and they're not very like they don't really hang out with each other. So to see the two of them together is a rare sight for the whole entire students. Even their friends are shocked to see how close they have become, even though they're not really that close. But it was through Jin that we get to know that Mai's not in the same major. I don't know what major he's doing, but he said he's just here to see if it's really true, to see how close they've become. Anyways, after class, Mai suggests that they should go to the track again. Now, except for Jin and Jerome, they're not allowed to go there, and as you can see, Jerome can't. Then Van says he wants to go and asking kindly and sweetly and cute to Farm that he should go. But while they're doing that, Mai, Jin, and Jerome notice this, and they're like, what the hell is going on with these two? I get that they staying together, but what's with all this lovey-dovey? Mai said, be careful, you might cause a heart shift there that they might get in love with each other. And then Van is like, nah, that will never happen. Clearly it will, because when you saw Farm's face, I was like, oh my God. Farm, talk to me. Be real with me. How long have you liked Van? Like, tell me, how long? Because seriously, you're hurting yourself. The fact that he was in a relationship and you still liked him, then he broke up with his girlfriend, you still like him, but he's in front of your face telling you that we can only be friends because this relationship will never work. Do you know what hurt you're getting and you still stuck by him because of your friend? Yeah, I get it. He's your friend. But move on. Please, move on. This is too much hurt for you. Okay, so they're back at the condo and they got assignment and it requires to use a sewing machine, but they only have one sewing machine and they're taking turns. See, what I don't understand with Jerome is, why didn't you bring your own sewing machine? Huh? Okay, so now it's Jerome's turn, but Jin sees that Jerome is struggling because remember, Jerome is only capable of right now to only use one hand, and one hand alone cannot work when you're doing sewing machine. Pretty much not a lot of things, most like 99% in your life, two hands are available to use. So anyways, Jin got up and tried to help him, but during the help, Jerome noticed most of the stuff that he's doing, he already dreamt it. Not just what he's doing, but basically what he's saying, because it might not be the same location or wearing the same clothes, but word for word, Jerome is witnessing Jin saying the same thing like he dreamt it. It's like watching a movie happening real time. He just can't explain what this means. But all I know is right now, Jerome can't tell Jin about this situation because he can't explain it to himself. How the hell he's going to explain it to Jin? But he does know that it is coming true. You know, every time I watch this and it's in episode 2, it keeps reminding me of Boy Next World, where boss character is literally going through this in a different universe. So are we talking about that it happened in a different universe? Is it deja vu? How is this possible? Did it happen? Did he get in a big accident and right now everything he's going through is actually a dream? I mean, further down the episode, we probably might understand what Ed to Ed mean, but other from that, Ed to Ed is definitely digging in my head. Anyways, Jerome told Jin not to help him anymore and stop, and that he's going to tell the teacher that he can't do it and that will give him another day because of his injury. The teacher will understand. That's what he said. Okay, so the three boys are on the track and they're watching Tar racing his car, and they're admiring Tar very good. The reason why Tar is doing this is because he's trying to figure out if there's anything wrong on his track, because he wants to know how the hell did Jerome got in an accident. But there was anything on the track, nothing to cause Jerome to get in an accident, which means it's not his fault. Now, the way our Farm and Van act is definitely giving couple vibes, even my seed. But I will say I agree with what they said. Mai should find a partner. Overall, GMMTV really sure be making the twins be single throughout the entire duration of their acting life. Is it that their current partners don't want them to be in a relationship or what? Because they would do so well. Come on, GMMTV, give them a little bit of piece of something. At least, God. Was it AJ or JJ was the one in Heart Killers and they were like testing the waters with Pepper? I'm like, okay, see, they tried, but then Pepper left GMMTV and I'm like, damn. So, but still, they showed potential. Now, if GMMTV can find somebody, if the twins agree to do a BL, that would be great. If it's a straight, also great. But give them a partner. They can't be single throughout the whole time of their acting life. Oh my God, Nui, you are so fine. It doesn't look like he's even wearing makeup, is he? Damn, is he going to Jimmy's clinic? Because I don't know where you're going, baby, but tell me, as I need to know your skincare routine. It might not work for me, but give me an idea of what you use. Anyways, Van wants to try to drive the car that Tar was driving on the track. Tar said no because, let's be honest, he cannot drive. So he tells Van that he can go in the car only if Farm is the one driving. I swear, when I heard my phone vibrated, I thought, okay, homeboy got a secret girlfriend or somebody. Turns out it's his mother. And I'm like, damn, every time a phone ring is always a mother calling you. You see how Keen looks so comfortable? He's so cute. The way he's just perfectly in the middle of that pillow. Ah, so cute. And then you have C over here. C's more mature than Keen. So Jerome waited until Jin was asleep to look at him and say, why do I always dream about you? And I don't even know the question. I don't even know the answer. Now, with the short speed of time that boy got in bed, he fell asleep that fast, and you decided to say it. And I was like, dude, please tell me this boy was pretending to sleep to hear it. Now he was actually asleep. Okay, we're back on the track, and Farm and Van are in the car, and Van is just doing social media stuff, posting and how Farm looks so cool behind the wheels. Farm's like, nah, don't video me. I'm telling you, you can't tell me nothing. They both like each other, especially Van. Van only went with girls to distract himself from being able to get caught from Farm, because he's not sure if Farm is gay and he doesn't want to come to the, yeah, we know they both like each other. They're scared to even say it. The chemistry is there. I don't care what they're talking about. The chemistry is there, especially with the way Van keeps teasing Farm. When I saw it, I'm like, bitch, be careful. You might get exactly what you're looking for. Definitely got what you're looking for. Okay, so we're in a dream again. And in this dream, we're on a date, I believe. And they're eating ice cream. And in this dream, Jin is telling Jerome how much he loves strawberry ice cream, and how if he reach any older, 60 to 100 years old, he will forever like ice cream, and Jerome must always buy strawberry ice cream for him. I'm not sure if I'm like Jerome, I wouldn't even know what's real or fake anymore. So anyways, Jerome woke early and prepared breakfast, because he didn't make it, he prepared it. He went and bought it. Anyways, Jin is shocked to see this gesture, but then he noticed that Jerome has one hand available. How the hell did he do it? Homeboy said he bought the porridge and he had to open one with a hand and his mouth, so he's gonna enjoy some of his saliva in it. Anyways, he then said he needs to hurry up because he has a lot of stuff to do, like go and buy himself a table and also get a sewing machine. And Jin is like, you don't need a table, you can use this table. And Homeboy is like, I got money, I'm rich, I can buy whatever I want. I'm like, damn, okay, sir, okay. Okay, so they went home because Jerome wants to pick up his sewing machine, and also he has to go buy a table. But Jin went to see his mother. I do love the motherly son bond that they have. Very rare I see it, but not as much as this. Jerome is talking to his parents, and his mother said, where did Jin go? Isn't Jin the one that brought you? And Jerome's like, yes, exactly as planned. But then he started asking his father if his baby, which is his car, okay and fixed. The father said the repair mechanics, or whatever you call them, said by the next month it will be all fixed. But the mother cut in and said that even if it's fixed, he still cannot drive it because they made a deal. Jerome needs to be stuck with Jin the entire time of his healing process. When it's healed and everyone is good, then he can get his car. Jerome is sad, but a deal is a deal. Because if he doesn't do it, then his mother will sell the car, and Jerome doesn't want that. I see that they both have keys to each other's house, because as soon as Jin walks in, he started acting normal with Jerome, bad-mouthing him, until he realized that the parents are in front of them and they had to act as friends, because remember, the deal is if you be nice to each other, you get to go your separate ways after a month. If not, they would have to extend the months, and we don't want that either. Originally I thought this saying, give an inch, you take a mile type of thing, I thought only Caribbean people say this, or other people say it, but I didn't know all around the world says this. But yeah, you give an inch, you take a mile. It means that you're doing too much. This is so cute. I am predicting that in the next fan meet, they're gonna ask him to do this pose, because Why not? So not only has he dreamt about the same thing that will happen, sees Jin in the same clothes and say the same thing, but he even knows where Jin keeps his stuff, like his tools and stuff like that. So what's happening? Is he reincarnated or something? It got to be reincarnation or something. Maybe not reincarnation, but rebirth. I watch a lot of rebirth skits, so I learned one or two stuff. So I'm gonna go with the rebirth part because I can't predict this old thing because ain't no ways a prediction person is of what do you call it, a fortune teller? No. Maybe he is a fortune teller. Yeah, because remember, C is his father. I mean, what C is Intu is his father. So Intu is the one that gave birth to him, and the other two adopt him or something. Cause what the hell? We just watched My Magic Prophecy, and now we're seeing this. I'm telling you, it's their children. Okay, so after Jin came out of his shower, Jerome told Jin that he bought some ice cream for him as compensation for helping him with the stuff he brought. Jin then noticed that most of the ice cream are strawberries. Jerome looked at Jin eating a different one because there was one out of it that's not a strawberry. And Jerome's asked, do you like strawberry ice cream? Jin then looked at Jerome and like, nah, I don't like pink. Nobody would like pink. And Jerome is like, be careful what you say. People take shit seriously. There are a lot of people that like pink. Now, the reason why Jerome asked Jin if he likes strawberry ice cream is because in his dream, Jin said he loves strawberry ice cream and that when he reached 60, 70, or 100 years old, Jerome must always buy strawberry ice cream. But the thing is, he's wondering if it's true, considering most of the dream that already he saw is coming true, so might as well just risk it out and buy that strawberry ice cream. But hear what Jin says, maybe he's doubting it a little bit, but how do you explain the rest of it when it's actually true? So maybe he does like strawberry ice cream. So remember, Jerome got himself a table for his sewing machine, but again, he can't use one end. So he's asking Jin to help him. Jin's like, no. Then Jerome got up and got in front of him, and then Jin said he must ask nicely. But the thing is, Jerome dreamt of Jin saying the same thing, just no different location, but he said the same thing. Then he knew in his dream they kissed, so he tried to approach him and kiss him. Now my question is, this is where it ends, but my question is, did they really kiss? Because as you can see in Jin's face, he was ready for it. He wasn't even backing away. So, damn it ended off in a cliffhanger, so I have to wait till next week to see if they really kiss or not.